Hi, it's me. It's Writing Wednesday, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about character names. Now, you may remember back when I was first starting this draft, I solicited your opinions as to whether my main character should be called Lucy or Lily. I was really torn between the two names. I eventually went with Lily, and I think it really changed the way I viewed the character. I had originally been thinking of her as a Lucy. The name Lily kind of got stuck in my head, and for me, names are really important. I think they are for pretty much all authors, but changing a name can completely change the way I see a character. For me, the most famous example of this came in my novel, That Forgetful Shore, where I had envisioned from the beginning that my main character, Triffy, or one of my two main characters, was going to be stuck in this sort of loveless marriage with a very grim, humorless, unromantic man who she never really connected with. And in my mind, the character was named Albert John. And always had been. And very early on in the drafting process, after I'd written the prologue but not much else, I was shuffling around character names and changing some of the names I had. I ended up calling her Uncle Albert, and then I thought, well, I have to change the name of the guy she marries, and I changed it to Jacob John. As soon as his name was Jacob John, I started writing him differently. It was as if he acquired a sense of humor, he started cracking jokes, and then once he was funny, while he was still, you know, this unromantic fisherman and not at all the kind of man she wanted to marry, he was a much more warm and likable character. That ended up changing their whole relationship, which to a large extent ended up changing the trajectory of the whole book. And still today, when I visit book clubs, I have so many women tell me that Jacob John is their favorite character. I honestly don't believe this would have happened if he'd stayed Albert John. A name shouldn't matter that much, according to Shakespeare, but yet it does. Back to the current manuscript. A couple of weeks ago I was talking about difficulties with writing romantic scenes, how hard it is to write believable romance. And I was really stuck in this book with my character Grace and the young man she falls in love with, whom I had named Matthew. Yeah, for some reason, nothing with them was working for me. And I tried a lot of different things. I played around with in my head with it. And at one point I thought, you know, maybe I need to change his name, because to me, Matthew, or Matt, is just not a romantic name. No, you know, offense intended to any handsome romantic Matthews who may be out there. I've certainly never known a Matthew who turned me off. Somebody suggested to me that there might be an unconscious echo of Matthew in Anne of Green Gables, and I might be thinking of him as an elderly, avuncular sort of character. I don't know if I was doing that subconsciously. I certainly wasn't consciously. So the other day, I decided I was going to go through the manuscript and change Matthew's name to Jack. Jack's a sexy name. Again, I don't know why. I don't know why I find the name Jack attractive. The only Jacks of my acquaintance that I can think of off the top of my head are either very old men or very small children. I've never dated or had a crush on a Jack, but yet it is an inherently attractive name to me. And sure enough, as soon as Matthew became Jack, I started to find it easier to write him as a romantic lead. Go figure. Just a technical tip though, you do have to watch out for that search and replace thing. It seems so obvious, replace one name with another, but then I remembered that partway through I had started calling him Matt instead of Matthew, so as well as replace all Matthew with Jack, I had to replace all Matt, M-A-T-T, with Jack, which resulted in a situation partway through where I was reading through my manuscript and I read the phrase, "It had never jackered very much to her." The what? Oh, mattered. Matt. I replaced all the Matts with Jack. Yeah, so you have to be careful when you're doing that kind of thing. In other news, coming up here on the vlog, probably tomorrow or Friday, I will be posting my book review vlog for February. Once again, there'll be a giveaway. Last month's giveaway was won by Dara. Yay, Dara, who gets to pick a book from the January list. And also, in a couple of weeks, this is still a little ways ahead, I'm going to be doing a question and answer vlog, so if you have any questions for me about writing or about my books or about reading or anything, you can ask them in the comments here or on Facebook or on Twitter. Also tonight, this very night, February 27th, Wednesday, I am speaking at St. Pius X Church in St. John's here about finding God in literature and about my experience of writing about faith and spirituality. And it's a topic I'm really excited about talking about. It's going to be about a 45-50 minute talk, but if it works out, I'm going to videotape it and try to post a very condensed few excerpts for next week's Writing Wednesday vlog, so stay tuned for that.